normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia, you mentioned that Israel society wouldn't sort of allow for a Palestinian state post-October 7th, if I understood you correctly. MBS has made it clear that a Palestinian state is one of his requirements for normalization. So what do you envision Palestinian life looks like in any normalization agreement between the two parties? And secondly, you mentioned, that you're going to see MBS. What will be your message to him? Thank you. My message is I think you will have a partner in Israel who will work toward changing the conditions on the ground in Gaza and the West Bank in a way that's acceptable to Saudi Arabia. The two-state solution concept was destroyed by October the 7th. Why do I say that? This is not a Bibi problem. This is an Israeli problem. Have you heard one Israeli politician say, I can't wait till we establish a state in Palestine after October 7th? Here's what I do hear. I do hear we can't occupy the place and we don't want to. We know they're not going anywhere, and we have a good relationship with the UAE. We'd like to have a better one with Saudi Arabia. So I am confident if they could get in a room quietly and talk about what a Palestinian enclave would look like, they could get there. Sovereignty for the Palestinians, a de-radicalized, a demilitarized enclave of Palestinians that could not create another October 7th, that actually could be a good partner in the region. Now, Iran doesn't want that. They fear that more than any missile you could shoot at them. That's why I want to do it. The Arabs and the Israelis and the Americans have one thing in common: enemies. We have common enemies. No way does MBS want Hamas to come back. There's no way that he wants Hezbollah to get stronger. Now, why they're in South Lebanon? You cannot repatriate the people in Israel to the north until you clear these terror tunnels. What have we found? Tunnels that run right up to the border. This is not an invasion of Lebanon to change the government. This is a military operation to create a buffer zone so you can send people back to live in northern Israel. I am confident that the Arab-Israeli deal in Gaza leads to opportunities in Lebanon because the Christians, the Sunnis, the Druze, and a majority of Shiites would like a Lebanon free of Iranian control. That comes next. What does this end game look like? There's two choices: a meeting in the minds between the Arabs and the Israelis about the Palestinians that we all can live with, or failure. And here's what failure looks like: what you see today on steroids.
You know, one point I've heard consistently from leaders of Israel is that full-scale permanent occupation of Lebanon or Gaza is a self-defeating quagmire. There has to be a strategy for Gaza, just as for some kind of buffer in Lebanon that protects people who used to live there and have to be given the right to go back. The people of Israel should not be refugees in their own land. But the idea of a two-state solution right now seems to be an anathema here. At the same time, any enduring, comprehensive peace for the region has to include some form of self-determination and self-governance for Palestinian people. I've supported a two-state solution. I believe it still is a worthwhile goal. I'm not sure it is achievable in the present circumstance immediately, but I do believe that there is a path that's achievable toward self-determination and self-governance.
I agree. Well,
thank you all.
One last thought. If this works, I'll come back in my new year, we'll have a hell of a party at the King David.
Yeah, we thank the King David.
If it fails, I'll shed a tear for the region and for our friends in Israel, and I'll continue to have your back as long as I live. God bless.
And I would say I am immensely grateful to our hosts here, but also the people of Israel who have welcomed us, and to leaders who have been cooperative with us. But the agony and grief and pain of this day remain very real in the United States as well as in Israel. Being here caused me to miss 9/11 ceremonies in the United States. I'm grateful to be here, but just as a measure of how deeply October 7th has affected the United States, our community there is still in the same kind of pain and grief that is felt so widely here. And I'm hopeful that we can be Palestinians, Israelis, neighboring countries, because this war, and I'm going to repeat it because it's so important, this war is not against the Palestinians, it is not against the Lebanese, it is against the proxies of Iran that want to annihilate Israel, and Iran that has said it wants to annihilate the United States as well. Americans should understand that Israel is an ally in a dangerous neighborhood and a perilous world, and one of our most reliable allies in terms of defense and security, intelligence and economics, and in many other respects.
When is the new year? Is it now?
It was. Shana
Let's
Tova.
wait. What year is it? Let 5785 be the year where it all happened. Thank you.
Agreed.
Hi, all good? You need more cutaways?
位记者朋友，大家下午好，欢迎出席外交部例行记者会。首先，我要发布2则消息。应东盟轮值主席国老挝人民民主共和国总理宋赛邀请，国务院总理李强将于10月9日至12日出席在老挝万象举行的第27次中国东盟领导人会议、第27次东盟与中日韩领导人会议和第19届东亚峰会，并对老挝进行正式访问。应越南社会主义共和国总理范明政邀请，国务院总理李强将于10月12日至14日对越南进行正式访问。应中共中央政治局委员、外交部长王毅邀请，哥伦比亚外长穆里略将于10月9日至12日来华访问。接下来欢迎大家提问。
谢凡人，中央广播电视总台央视记者提问。那您刚才也是发布了李强总理将出席东亚合作领导人系列会议的消息。那请问中方如何看待当前的东亚合作？那对于此次东亚领导人系列会议又有何期待？谢谢。
当前世界进入新的动荡变革期。东亚地区总体保持和平发展的良好势头，但面临的不稳定、不确定、难预料因素增多。面对新形势，地区国家和人民更加珍惜来之不易的和平稳定局面，更加渴望实现共同发展，更加需要通过团结合作来应对挑战。中方支持今年东亚合作领导人系列会议东盟加强联通和韧性的主题，支持老挝当好东盟轮值主席国，支持东盟共同体建设取得新进展。中方期待同东盟等地区国家一道，凝聚共识，深化互信，加强合作，为地区乃至世界的和平稳定与发展繁荣注入新动力。一是携手推进区域经济一体化，提升贸易投资自由化、便利化水平，促进高水平互联互通，推动增强区域产供链融合发展。二是携手培育区域发展新动能，抢抓新兴产业机遇，推进数字经济、绿色发展、科技创新、人工智能等领域互利合作。三是携手促进人文往来交流，大力推动旅游、文化、青年、媒体等各领域务实合作，倡导文明对话互鉴。四是携手维护地区秩序，巩固以东盟为中心、开放包容的区域合作架构，践行真正的多边主义，反对阵营对抗，打破小院高墙，让东亚成为合作共赢的大舞台。下一个问题。
谢谢发言人。新华社记者提问：中方刚刚发布了李强总理将对老挝、越南进行正式访问的有关信息，中方如何评价当前中老中越关系？对此次访问有何期待？谢谢。
老挝和越南都是中国的社会主义友好邻邦，两党两国传统友谊历久弥坚。新时代以来，在中老、中越两党两国最高领导人的战略引领下，中老中越命运共同体建设不断走深走实，为各自国家现代化建设注入了强劲动力。此访是李强总理就任以来首次到访老挝和越南，对推进全面战略合作、深化命运共同体建设具有重要意义。访问老挝期间，李强总理将会见老党中央总书记、国家主席通伦，同宋赛总理举行会谈，会见国会主席赛颂鹏。访问越南期间，李强总理将会见越共中央总书记、国家主席苏林，同范明政总理举行会谈，会见国会主席陈清明。中方期待通过此访，同老方、越方一道，弘扬传统友谊，加强战略沟通，深化互利合作，促进民心相通，推动中老、中越命运共同体建设行稳致远，为本地区乃至世界和平稳定发展做出更大的贡献。
Communication, deepen cooperation, bring people closer, promote development, and make great contribution to peace, stability, and development of the region and the wider world.
Good afternoon. A question from Reuters. Former Taiwan President Tsai
前台湾
Ing-wen
总
will visit
统
the Czech
蔡英
Republic this
文
month.
将
Officials
在
said
本
on
月
Monday.
访问
Would the Foreign Ministry like to comment on this? Thank you.
中方在台湾问题上的立场是一贯明确，我们坚决反对任何台独分子以任何名义窜访中国建交国。我们敦促捷克等有关国家切实恪守一个中国原则，尊重中国的主权和领土完整，不得以任何形式为台独分裂势力提供便利，不要做损害双边关系的事情。我们也正告民进党当局，台独是死路一条。任何政治操弄和挟洋谋独的图谋都是徒劳的。
Taiwan independence leads nowhere, and any political manipulation and attempt seeking independence by soliciting foreign support will fail. Next question.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：昨天，也就是2024年10月7日，是加沙冲突爆发1周年。目前冲突仍在持续，中方对此有何评论？将如何进一步推动停火止战？
加沙冲突延宕1年，造成了大量无辜生命消逝和严重的人道主义灾难，外溢影响波及地区，地区紧张局势持续升级。中方对战火仍在持续，和平依旧难期，深感担忧。 残酷的事实充分说明，军事和暴力不是解决问题的手段，只会让新仇叠加旧怨，让和平与稳定遥不可及。前不久，中方就走出当前加沙冲突困境，提出了3步走倡议：停火止战和人道救援是当务之急，8人制邦是加沙战后重建的基本原则，两国方案是未来根本处理。巴勒斯坦人民的民族合法权利应当得到实现，以色列的合理安全关切也应当得到重视。国际社会应在推动局势降温的基础上，召开更大规模、更具权威、更有时效的国际和会，制定落实两国方案的时间表和路线图，最终实现巴勒斯坦和以色列两国和平共处，阿拉伯和犹太两个民族和谐共处。